Doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Hey, does it matter if this leaks?
It don't matter to me, can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands and proper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real with Najeh Wilkins, presented by Georgia Construction. To talk about on today's show, our featured guest is going to be Columbia High School head coach Greg Barnett. Can't wait to talk about his program and catch up a little bit with him about the latest about the Eagles. Man, they've been very successful in his tenure there, never having a losing season. He's going to be entering year 5, so they've been doing their thing. So that'll be the featured guest right after I finish up the intro. We'll get into a couple of Tell the Tapes. I know you guys are watching, so appreciate it. That is going to be Jordan Doe of Archer High School, and it's going to be Ryder Duffy of Roswell High School. So appreciate you guys sending your tape in. We're going to break that down on the show in the second segment, and then we'll get into a little bit of, obviously, lacrosse. The championship start tonight. Westminster and Wesleyan on both the boys and girls are going to face off against each other. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and then we'll conclude with the top 10 headlines for the weekend. Just talking a little bit about Aaron Gregory, who just received a Polynesian Bowl invite. We talked about a couple of weeks ago Zealous Hicks, so he was one of them as well. So that'll be the headliner there. But without further ado, let's welcome on Coach Barnett. Hey, Coach, what's going on?
Hey, man, how you doing, man? Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming on, Coach. Definitely means a lot that you reached out to me and definitely want to feature your program, Coach.
Say that again.
Yes, sir. No, I was saying no. I appreciate you coming on. Definitely appreciate you reaching out to me and let me get to know a little bit more about your program. You've been doing a stellar job there.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I actually saw you on Twitter, man. You was at another high school. I think you covered that program very well. And I was like, man, let me just reach out and just, maybe, get some exposure for my guys, man. You know what I'm saying? So we've been trying to do some good things over here. The last 4 years, this will be year 5, so another big year. Looking forward to the season.
No doubt. And speaking of, real quick, before we dive into your program, just talk about your connection. We talked about it off air, but just Coach Boone, you said I was one of your guys. Just talk about what he's meant to you and your kind of career and your growth and where you're at.
Man, Coach Boone over at Langston Hughes, in this coaching industry, it's very important to have relationships, and have trustworthy relationships with guys that's doing well. And he always reaches back. We do work in the summer, 7-on-7 against each other. He's been, doing an exceptional job himself, putting guys into, big time programs, winning the state championship and continue to put out a good product. So I have a lot of respect for Coach Boone and what he's doing over there with his program. And so we just try to share ideas and bounce off resources. So I'm very appreciative of our relationship for sure.
No doubt about it. And then you were a wide receiver coach as well, obviously, before getting kind of your spot. Just talk a little bit about that, Coach, being able to coach up the wide receivers. You are a former wide receiver, so how cool was that? And then, kind of a little bit of your tenure. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look like one now. I feel like one. I feel like one still. I still can go out and get it done. But, yes, I did play receiver, in high school and college. You know what I mean? So I did get my coaching start, at the wide receiver position. So I consider myself an offensive guy, overall a student of the game in its entirety. But, I've been a part of the Columbia program, the different coaching regimes that were here for 12 years total. So I bleed orange and blue. I graduated from the school. So it's just been a blessing to be able to come back, give back and pour into the community as well as these young kids and, try to get them ready for the next level.
No
and
doubt.
Win some games along the way, of course.
Yes, sir. And then how have you been able, Coach, to come in? I mean, you've been very successful there. It's not easy to do your first year, right? You've never had a losing season. So what do you kind of attribute that to, being able to kind of hit the ground running with this team and be able to have them play at such a high level?
Man, first, just, being a member of the community, you know what I'm saying, knowing the people of the community is everything. So being able to put a face with the name, a lot of people, trusting me, to develop their kids, and like I said, just, coming in, building myself with my coaches. My coaching staff is top notch. We spend a lot of time working together, trying to put the product together. So they're just, having a plan, just executing and having a strong support system of people around you, to help you, see that vision through. Also, the administration has been great here. I have an athletic administration. They have a plan for athletics and what they expect it to look like. So they're allowing me to, get resources and pull from other resources so we can continue to put out a decent product.
No doubt. And then obviously I'm a novice to it, but what's kind of football like out there in Decatur? I know you guys got some really great teams along with Columbia. You got Decatur. Tell me a little bit about that kind of football, being out there and playing and doing that every Friday night.
So, being in the Metro Atlanta area with DeKalb County, man, it's like 19 schools. Within my school, it's like maybe 5 to 10 schools within the 15-mile radius. So, there is a plethora of talent. The coaches that, have been coming on to different programs have been doing well, promoting their guys and doing the same thing. So it is a lot of talent in the area. You just have to kind of, stand out, be different, man, in order to kind of remain, relevant, you know what I'm saying? So, we, provide our guys with different opportunities, like I said, that helps with winning, winning culture, you know what I'm saying? Winning culture brings about, recruits like guys that come from winning programs, not saying that they don't go to other programs, but, I just kind of stay in my lane, worry about what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? And just being grateful for the opportunity to be here to lead these young men, I should say.
Yes, sir. And then let's hit on last season, Coach. Right, you guys had a quarterfinal finish, 9-4. You lose to Cook in a really exhilarating game, 23-20. Just what do you recount kind of from that game? What do you remember and kind of take away from playing against them?
Man, it definitely was a learning experience. Columbia hadn't been that deep in the playoffs in 20, so hopefully we can, change that and be able to, continue to move forward and know what it takes to get up into that point. It was definitely a tough loss. I'm extremely proud of the team that I had last year. I am returning quite a bit of those young men off that team. So, like I said, the experience was good. I mean, of course, we wanted the results to be different. Definitely proud of what we have established. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm saying, we just want to continue to raise the bar, and hopefully we can be playing in December this year.
No doubt. And then speaking of, I want to ask you obviously about your returning players. But first I want to ask you, Coach, what was the culture you kind of established there at Columbia, right? What were some things you kind of hit on, highlighted when you were coming in to build it where it is today?
Man, winning off the field. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? Preaching the importance of academics and character. I'm a firm believer of what you do off the field will spill over to the field. So if you're doing the right things on and off, inside the classroom, at home, I believe that there'll be rewards, at the end, and academically, you having a high level of intellect, you have to have a high level of intellect to play the game of football. So just trying to, give them a different way. And also with my coaching staff, every one of my coaches have played on the next level. I have 4 coaches that have championships in college, you know what I'm saying? So, them being able to perform on that level, have an opportunity, which makes it easier, for the players, because they have somebody that can create a realistic vision for them, you know what I'm saying? And that has infiltrated its way into our program. The kids, they want to win on and off. Also, the weight room, you know what I'm saying? We was fortunate enough a few years back to have Future, who's one of my good friends, one of my former classmates, and one of my closest friends, you know what I'm saying? He was able to, provide us with a weight room, so we were able to, be able to get stronger, build muscle, stay healthy, and that's it, man. So we just trying to keep that winning spirit going on and off the field. That's for sure.
No doubt. And one side question, you're talking about the musical artist, correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
Wow, that's pretty dope, Coach. That's pretty dope.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right, let me ask you about your team. So who's returning from last year's team kind of coming on this year for you?
Man, I think this kid, I start out with my quarterback, Cameron Graves. He's a special player. I think he's going to pop onto a lot of people's radar this year. He had a pretty productive season for us last year. He came from another location, so we had to kind of get him in, groom him, break some habits. But he has accepted the role very well, and he's been doing a good job this spring, utilizing his skill set along with his talent that he has. And I think he has an opportunity to be, one of the top quarterbacks, if not in the county, but definitely in the state. Also, I'm returning Durante Spear, who's a DB who's been, picking up steam. He's also running this weekend in the state track meet, in the 400, 4x2, and 4x1. So he's, going to be a leader for us on the back end of things. Renard Tolbert is a Mike linebacker who's been a part of my program since his freshman year. He's holding down the middle. I also have Kane Jefferson, who's also, picking up steam with a lot of recruiters. So he's a defensive edge guy. We'll try to do some things with. I have a pretty good young class as well. With my sophomores and my freshman class. So I'm just looking to continue to build depth. Like the spring is important. The kids been working really hard. So I'm kind of looking for that next star to emerge into that leadership role that's going to be, on and off the field. But I do have some guys that I'm looking forward to seeing this year.
Okay, and then speaking of real quick as a side point, let's talk about the spring. How has that been? When did you guys kind of start spring practice? What have you kind of garnered the most from that seeing your kids play? What's some things that's impressed you in spring practice so far?
All right, so we started around May 1st. That was the first official day. We were actually playing against Decatur on May 17th for a spring game, which is another quality opponent. I have a lot of respect for Coach Felton. We have more than pretty, we have a great relationship. But as far as my team concerns, like I said, we got some new pieces, on both sides of the ball. So we're just trying to get the chemistry right. Of course, it's in the early phases of the season, but the kids have been working hard. They're being receptive into, the information that we're, teaching them and trying to get them to apply it every day and get 1% better every day at practice.
No doubt. And then let's just talk real quick, Coach, about your young guns. You talked about the sophomores and freshmen, still trying to see who's going to kind of emerge for you. But who were a couple that just caught your eye as the young guys coming up?
Man, Rashad Silver is one. He's going to be playing receiver for us this year. He'll be a rising sophomore. Man, he has had an outstanding spring up to this point. Jeremiah Combs is another young man who's had a pretty strong spring up until this point so far. He'll be playing wide receiver and DB. Charles Harris, he actually was top 2 in the county last year in tackles, and he's a rising junior. So, I have some guys. Nashawn Hillman, he's a rising senior that's going to splash on a lot of people's radar, at running back this year. I'm losing Jaden Ball, who's all-world and 101. He early enrolled at Florida, was doing outstanding things. So Nashawn was able to kind of sit behind him, learn some different tricks and trades, and I can tell that he's going to have a breakout year for us this year as well, based upon his performance up until this point in the spring. So I'm just excited. This is an exciting time for us at Columbia High School. I just want to keep everybody healthy and keep going up.
No doubt. Last one on just the players. You obviously mentioned about Silver, some of your receivers, your great quarterback, your linebackers. Who are some underrated players that maybe a lot of people don't know about, kind of just flying under, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people are talking about them, but you think could really have maybe a breakout season?
Man, I have a bunch of those players. I'm going to start off with Antonio Whiters, man. He's probably the most improved player up until this point. He'll be a rising junior. He's going to play a little D tackle for me and a little offensive line to help us out on both sides. But he does the dirty work. He has a 3.8 GPA. So he's a very special player, comes from a good home. Mikael Edwin is another young man who I'm expecting him to have a breakout year. He'll be playing linebacker for us as well. A selfless kid, also, high in the GPA, as far as what he does in the classroom. So those are some of the underrated guys that do the dirty work, but like I said in the beginning, I'm big on what off the field, what I'm saying, the intangibles off the field, doing things the right way, and they'll, eventually spill over to on the field.
Got you. Now, obviously, you talked about your players, and you talked about kind of, obviously, when you're a coach, you can't do it by yourself, right? So I know you got some great assistant coaches. Let's highlight them a little bit, Coach. Who are some that have just,
oh, man.
Big for you? No, go ahead.
Man, I'm sorry about that, but Coach Eric Brin, he's my assistant head coach, my running back coach. He's been with me for 7 years. Like I said, this is our 5th year together. Head coach. We was with another head coach working together. Chris Swain is my D coordinator. Coach Brown. He went to Grambling. Coach Shadell Bell with my quarterbacks, and all of these guys who I named, all of them have national championships on the next level. Corey Banks, who's a new addition to the program, you know what I'm saying, but he's going to be doing the receivers. He's doing an outstanding job for us. Bryant Thomas, he played at Georgia Southern, linebacker. He's doing my linebacker. So, like I said, my coaching staff, we're real close with each other. I got a new addition. Don't want to leave nobody out. Coach Collins, got him from FAMU. You know, he's an O-line guy. Like I said, we were able to rush over 3,900 yards last year, man, which is very significant. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that we continue to dominate on the ground and be able to showcase what we can do in the air. You know, so I'm definitely appreciative of my coaches, the sacrifice, the hard work that they do, the selfless. And you know, everybody removes their egos at the door, man, and we work well together.
No doubt. What advice would you give one of those guys that's not the one from FAMU, but the other guys that may be coaching with you for a while that want to get, you know, to the level that you're at? What advice would you give them, Coach?
Man, you know, I'm big on coaching my coaches. You know, I would like to, you know, be that coach that, you know, has other guys that want to go off and be a head coach. You know, honestly, if something, God forbid, if something was to go wrong now, I mean, any one of those guys can step in and fill the shoes. Like I said, we work well together. All of them have, you know, quality experience. You know what it looks like. You know, they playing on the next level. So, you know, there's everything, man. You know, having a guy that can able to, you know, walk it in, talk it. So, without a doubt, man, my coaching staff is top tier. I don't really think that they get enough credit. You know, I appreciate you asking about them because I can't do it by myself. You know, we have been having some success the last, you know, 4 seasons that I've been a head coach. And I definitely can't do it without those guys.
No doubt. And then I want to ask you, Coach, just a little bit about kind of your trenches, right? I think that's one we didn't talk about. We talked about the D-line, but I won't go O-line. Obviously, I know you got some great coaches there, but tell me about the offensive line, those players. I feel like we didn't hit on that. Who were some guys watching the O-line for Columbia this year?
Man, Chris Hector is going to be it's going to take a big leap for us this year. You know, he'll probably start for us this year. He'll be a rising sophomore. You know, he's another hard worker that I feel that can play on the Power 5 level. You know, once a couple of guys, they've been coming around eyeing him, you know, the interest is starting to gain. Al Butts, man, he's been with the program, you know, for, 4 years. Like I said, my offensive line, I'm returning 3 starters. I lost 2 guys, you know, defensively. My D-line has been prominent the last 5 years. Each year we've been able to send a guy from the defensive line to school, you know, and also lead the county and be at the top with SAC, TFL. So we've kind of got a good recipe for up front. You know, you can't build a house without the foundation. So I believe in starting inside out. You know what I mean? We do have skilled guys that can get it done, but if you don't have the guys up front that can protect, you know, and guys that can, you know, establish a pass rush, man, it's going to be a long season. So we definitely have some special guys that's in the trenches. And, you know, we've been working hard so far to this point. I'm looking forward to them boys getting at it.
No doubt. Now, I want to pick your brain. Obviously, you're a former wide receiver. You were great in high school, good in college. Put me up on some game, Coach. What does it take to be a great wide receiver on the high school level, even going into college, that you need to have?
Not being afraid to block. Not being afraid to block. A lot of the receiver position is a, you know, quote unquote diva position. Is a lot of you know, need factors in there, but you got to be selfless. You can't be afraid to be physical. You know what I mean? And obviously you have to catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a lot that goes into being a quality receiver. You know what I'm saying? Having good chemistry with the coach. I mean, not with the coach, but of course the coach, but the quarterback. And like I said, just applying the coaching. You know, being coachable. You know what I mean? That's everything. So, you know, all positions are important. You know, I do have a special spot for the wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make sure I give those guys a little love every now and then.
No doubt. Last one, this is kind of a more technical question, but going to wide receiver, how important is it, Coach? Obviously, you're going to run your own route on the football field, but how important is it to use, let's say you're going on a deep route or comeback, to use the leverage against the defensive back if they're playing you a certain kind of way? How important is that?
Man, that's everything, man. You know, that's why I give kudos to my coaches, my staff. Like, we do a pretty decent job of, you know, film study, you know, try to pick up tendencies and things of that nature. So, you know, and as a coach, you know, we try to put the players in good situations. If I'm knowing that a guy is playing off and I can run a 5-yard slant and give him an outside move and, you know, come inside. It's just about preparation, making the guys aware of the small details, because that's what's going to separate you from, being good and great. You know what I'm saying? And it's also about, like I just said, just applying the coaching, being able to have, quality guys able to, be relatable with the message and make it clear, and give the kids some clarity so they can go out and execute whatever it is that we expect them to do.
No doubt. All right, Coach. So you got 1 week left, basically, of practices before you had a spring against Decatur. Tell me a little bit about what's the plan after. How does it usually work at Columbia once spring game is over? What's the summer kind of plans like? You guys be doing a lot of 7-on-7s, camps, paddock camps. What's kind of the plan?
Yep. Of course, the dead week follows right after spring. So, the kids will be gone for a week. We'll come back June 3rd, the first day. Yes, we do have camp scheduled. We have a paddock camp we'll be over at McEachern. I think it's June 20th. We'll be there, good quality competition. Like I mentioned, we always do things with Langston Hughes, 7-on-7, one on, whatever the case may be. So we do have plans. We'll go to UGA. We'll go to Georgia Tech. This year, this summer, we want to go to the University of Florida and go down to their camp as well. So we do have a pretty packed summer where we plan on getting a lot of quality work and just, getting better and sharpening the tools and get ready for August.
No doubt, Coach. A couple more, I'll let you get out of here. What is your – have you guys already came out with your schedule for the season?
Oh, man, my schedule is top tier. There's nothing slacked about my schedule. Man, we opened up with Cartersville. Man, Cartersville has been great for quite some time. We've been playing them the last 2 seasons. My second game, we're going Carrollton. We're going to go to Carrollton and play. We're playing a Douglas High School team who has, been making a lot of noise on the media outlets. A lot of people are talking highly about them. Callaway, who's a premier program in 2A that's been, perennial the last, 10 years, if I can think about it. Kell High School, who's loaded with athletes. You know what I mean? It's going to also be a challenge. Douglas County, who's also, been making a lot of noise. So my schedule is top tier. There's no holes in my schedule. My region schedule on the back end, Miller Grove, Salem, Redan, and South Atlanta. So it's going to be a week-to-week thing. We're not taking anybody for granted. We're looking forward to the challenges that's going to be laid in front of us. And I'm hoping, like I mentioned earlier, that we're staying healthy. We're doing small things, and hopefully we can come out on top of those games.
No doubt. Do you always schedule that hard, Coach? Or, have you been as you've been getting more?
Yeah, like I said, we've been, trying to turn the corner the last couple of years. I think we've kind of got on a lot of people's radar, but we still haven't reached the plateau of, hoisting the trophy. But a lot of people are starting to pay attention to what we're doing. In order, to be the best, hey, you got to beat the best. So that's my philosophy. I believe in, creating exposure for my kids and giving them an opportunity to go out and play against the best. If you say you're good, if you say you want to go to college, this is what it's going to take in order. And this is the type of competition that we're going to have to play if you want to reach those goals.
No doubt. Last 2 goals for the upcoming 2024 season.
You remember in December, championship, state.
Simple as that. And then I'll throw this to you. So is there anything that you wanted to hit on, Coach, that we did not talk about before I let you go, that you want to kind of highlight? Anything you want before I let you go?
Man, I just appreciate the opportunity, man. I just kind of, want guys to kind of, put some respect on our name, man. Like I said, we've been doing this for quite some time. Columbia has always been known to have good athletes, but we're more than just good athletes. We have established a good program, and that we want to continue to elevate here. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we've been putting guys in school, got guys in the NFL and things of that nature. So we're right there with a lot of the top programs. Eventually this season, hopefully it will be our season when we can be playing, at the Mercedes-Benz, holding up the trophy at the end. So, I just appreciate you just allowing the time to put the spotlight on my program.
No doubt. Well, Coach, I got your number, so I know spring is about to wrap up, but as soon as the summer hit, I think that you said June 3rd, or whenever you guys have summer practice, let me know. I definitely would love to come by, give your kids some more exposure, highlight those ones you was talking about.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Like I said, thanks for reaching back out, and look forward to meeting you in person, man, and keep up the good work by putting the spotlight on, on high school sports here in Georgia, man. I appreciate what you're doing, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Coach, and go Eagles.
That's right. You already know, for sure. Nothing
Yes,
bigger
sir.
than the bird, baby.
There you go. All right, guys. There go Coach Barnett. Appreciate him coming on the show today. Really enjoyed learning about his program and all the special talent players they got. I know you're going to have the receivers right. I know you're going to have the quarterback right and the defense as well. So appreciate him coming on. And special shout out to you for just, hit me with a follow and obviously me reaching out. Really enjoy bringing you on the program, learning about your team that's been doing their thing. They went 7-4 2 years before. Last year we're 9-4 in the quarterfinals and a close loss to Cook. So they're going to be a team to watch going forward. But that's all we got for the first segment. We're going to take a quick break. Thank our sponsors. Be back on the other side.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
All right, guys, so welcome back. So you guys got to know we're getting into one of my favorite segments. Well, the favorite is obviously Top 10 Headlines, but one of my favorite ones is the film breakdowns. Again, people of all across the sports, high school, the girls' side, the volleyball, the softball, the tennis. If you got clips, it's kind of hard to find. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Look it up on Huddle. It's hard to find. But if y'all have clips, let me know. We'd love to break them down on the show. But we're going to go ahead and start with Jordan Doe of Archer High School. We had a chance to see him play last year. Had a really great year. Kind of had his coming out, I think, in my opinion, against West Forsyth in a Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic last year. Him, Jonathan Stafford, Kanan Edwards is not at the program anymore. But those were the guys that really caught your eye when you go back and look at some telltale players that really started to get put on. So I know he's going to have some new weapons this year, obviously the receiving corps. But we're going to analyze his tape, talk about what stands out. One thing or two that caught my eye I think he can probably work on, and is overall about his game. But without further ado, let's roll it. All right, so here we go. So first play, man, love this right here. So you're going to see the slot guy. He's going to run basically a go ball. I mean, love it too. His deep ball is really great. Hits the receiver in stride, and y'all going to see it right here. Got a little bit of emotion, and then boom. There's the slot. Defense falls asleep, and then boom. Right in the hatchet, right in the bucket. Easy money touchdown. Receiver doesn't have to slow down. So obviously I slowed it down, as you can see again right here. So you're going to see a little bit of emotion coming across. Boom. So there's the motion. Watch the slot guy come down, completely fool the corner right there, and then he's wide open. And then, as you can see right here, phenomenal throw, nice arc on the football, hits it right in his hands and stride. He's not having to slow down. So excellent deep ball thrower is one I would say about Jordan Doe as well. Then right here, good form. Nice throw again. Again, this was in our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. That was Jonathan Stafford at the time. Nice throw right there, right in the hatchet. Right here, a little bit of emotion. Same thing right here. Hitting over the middle of the field. It's against Shiloh. Nice catch to bring it in. Great downfield thrower. And then right here, you're going to see the escapability a little bit. Boom, look at him move. And then look at these moves he's on the defender. Makes him miss. Makes him miss. Still on his feet. Makes him miss. And it turns out into a touchdown. It's not really there. He had to make 3 defenders miss to score that TD right there. So, excellent play. All right, and here he is. Here's the long ball again. Same thing. Tough throw, but, guide to receiver. Hit him in stride. Let him score the touchdown. Another great downfield throw. Again, great deep ball throw. Here you get a little bit of a trickeration, as you can see. There's Stafford coming over. Going to hand it back to his quarterback, and then you're going to see the guy come right across the field. Boom. Right there in the hatchet. There he is. Overthrows the defender. Easy money touchdown again. Again, great mid-intermediate to deep ball thrower. And then right here, you see kind of the escapability. Move it to the right. Now look at him turn his play. There's nothing there. Same thing. We see on the other play. Nice throw. Makes him miss. Turns that into a touchdown. Good juke in the inside. So, reason why I broke this one down more, as you can see, I like the not having the hesitation. Like, you need that as well at the quarterback spot. So, again, let's look at the coverage, right? It's pretty well covered up. All right, pause that for me. So, I mean, as you can see, I believe this might have been against Grayson, but see, the guy right there is covered. The safety is over top. He has him covered, and then right over the middle of the field, the linebacker's right there as well. So there's really nothing here. You know, he's breaking open, but you got two guys right there. That other guy's going to get him. The safety's there, and then as he looks open, but then you got guys right there. So I think he does a good job improvising, you know what I'm saying, using his feet, using his dual threat ability. You know, a lot of guys right there outruns them on the edge, and then makes his defender miss right here. A nice cutback, easy touchdown. So excellent play right there. All right, and then this is against Parkview. You know how stellar they were last year. Just a nice throw, touchdown. Defender falls asleep, easy money touchdown right there. And then this is against Valdosta. So I think there's another one I believe, or next one I had slowed down. But right here, just, you know, making a play with his legs again, making the defender miss right there, turning that into a touchdown. So you see the dual kind of threat ability of Doe. And then right here, this nice throw over the middle. Defense falls asleep, wide open, and the hatchet. This is the play I was referring to earlier. I wanted to talk about. So, man, I love this. This is not really open, but he throws his receiver open. So, pause that for me, Craig. So, as you can see, so if he throws the ball too far inside, that's going to be a pick by the defender right there. That's backing up. So, it's excellent coverage. Doe just throws his receiver open. So, he hits the left side, basically, of where he is, the outer boundary, only where receiver can get it. It's a tough contested catch, but he does a good job because this play is really not open. So, as you roll the tape, look at it right here, as you guys can see. So, boom, excellent coverage, kind of stop and go. So, he throws it too far inside, it's a pick, but throws it to the outside, or his receiver can get it and lets him come down. That is an excellent throw. And then right here, he's scanning the field. Boom, going deep, double covered, doesn't matter. Good throw right there, on time, on target, right in the hatchet. Great throw yet again. And here, the escapability, right here against Shallow, nothing there. Look at him outrun the defense. Boom, cut up inside and turn that into a big-time play. So, love that he doesn't hesitate, use his legs to his advantage as well. And then right here, decent throw to the outside as well. And then right here against West Forsyth again, moving to the right. Good throw, showing he can throw off the run, accurate ball. Let's just see if we can do the get down his 2 feet for the touchdown. And then same thing right here, a little out route. Hits him right there, right in stride. Nice throw yet again. So good motion right here. Looking at him escape to the right. Can he throw off the run? Here he is. Pressure's in his face. Another accurate ball right there to his receiver for the easy touchdown. And right here against Shiloh, you got just a kind of a fade ball. Nice throw, easy catch, easy pitch and catch, as you can see right there. So that is his huddle tape. My only thing I would say, I think he's still an excellent deep ball thrower. But the thing college coaches might say about Doe is on a few of those plays, not too many, like 1 or 2, they're probably going to say like he's fading a little bit. When you go back and look, and when he like threw the ball on one of them, he's just kind of like fading back a little bit. So they might say that far as just his mechanics wise. It doesn't mean he can't get the ball there, but maybe like just the follow through and he's kind of like fading back when he throws it. They might just tell him, be able to like square up a little bit and then square and then throw it. But again, I still think he's an excellent deep ball thrower. That was really my only critique. I think he's accurate on time. His receivers in stride, and then you've seen the dual threat ability as well with him. Nothing really being there, but turning it into something with his legs. I mean, that's what college coaches want to see as well. So some really good tape. He's young. He's only a sophomore. Will be a rising junior after these 2 weeks conclude. So a lot to look forward to for the Archer Tigers, and got a pretty good quarterback as well. So that's my thoughts. Pretty good tape. I think that's the only thing that college coaches might say is the mechanics, just far as him leaning back a little bit on some of those go balls. Other than that, great film. Appreciate you tuning in and sending it in as well. Now, next one, Ryder, I hope you don't hate me for this one. I had to put this clip first. Obviously, this is not how your tape started, but I edited and put this one first because I think this should be your first clip. And if college coaches see this, they're going to be like, whoa, just you coming so fast downhill and you nearly took the guy's helmet off. So that's why I got that clip first. I think it really shows the kind of player you are and how downhill of a linebacker you are as well. So without further ado, let's roll it. So this is the one I made first. I mean, look how fast he's coming right here. So, I mean, the play is so quick. Like, that's why you're running it like 3 times. So to break it down as well, here's the instant replay. So obviously Roswell, they have him coming down. So somebody misses their assignment here, whether that is the receiver that's supposed to chip him or that's the left tackle. But the left tackle is kind of preoccupied with the edge rusher. So somebody here is supposed to pick him up, whether that was the guy, other slot receiver coming down, they don't block him. So he comes down real fast and nearly takes the receiver head off, as you guys can see right here. Boom. Quick first step, and then boom. Misses the block, nearly takes his head off. Love that play, man. That's probably one of his best plays on this film. I mean, that's how you start off a huddle tape. Right here, getting his nose in front of the football as well and getting a big hit there. And then Sprayberry, this is a dynamic quarterback he's going against. Look at this right here. Look at him getting the sight line, as you guys can see right here. He's trying to get rid of the football, and look at this athletic play. Oh, man. Great interception right there, being able to get the football. And then right here, he's going to force a fumble. Look at this. Draw the ball loose right there. Ball's out. Boom. Giving your team back possessions. Absolutely love that. Big time hitter as well, if I didn't mention that. And then boom, look at this hit. Bam. Oof. We almost took his head off. That's what you want out of your middle linebacker. That hit right there. Clean as well. And then right here, boom, look at that hit. That's against Marist in a playoff game. Getting in there, getting your nose in there, big time hit against their quarterback. Same thing right here. And then boom, look at them draw the ball loose. I mean, excellent at that as well. And then boom, right there, just a relentless pursuit. Overpowers the running back, gets a sack right there. And then here against Mill Creek, look at them read, and then look at them react. Boom, go get him. That's what they want to see. That's what they want to see at linebacker. Read the play, go get him. There's no hesitation. Look at him again. Boom, that's against Blessed Trinity right there. They rally to the football. Excellent play yet again. Boom, right here. Look at him come down fast. Beats that block, good block shed, and clean up the play for his teammates. Excellent right there. And then right here, pause for me, Craig. So this is going to be a screen play. Excellently designed, by the way, but look at Ryder absolutely blow this play up. So that's what they want to see at linebacker. Can you be athletic enough to defend against a screen, right? Because most of the time, the cornerbacks are going to get blocked up, which they are here. But look at them come, disrupt this play, athletic enough to come out and stop this in its tracks. Boom, break through it. Boom, that's a TFL on a screenplay of all things. That shows you right there. And boom, here's, look at him react. Boom, already in the backfield, wraps up number 1, TFL. Boom, same thing right here. Look at him contain the edge, fight off the block, and then boom, wrap him up. Not allow him to get any more yardage after that. Excellent play right there. And then here we're going to get a toss pitch. Look at him break through that block right there, and then boom. No room. Look at it one more time. Boom, break through that block, and then boom, right there. Another TFL, man. Love it. Love the way he reads the game. Can tell he's got an excellent football IQ. And then right here, see a pump fake. Look at him read, and then look at him stop the quarterback in his tracks right here. Boom. Nice tackle on the edge, 101 by yourself. And then here he is here. Look at him pause. And look at the awareness right here. So boom, he fumbles it. Look at him pick it up. One of his fumble recoveries on the year, and then turn into a nice game. Get the ball back to his offense right here. Looks like potentially against Lanier. Great play right there. And same thing, react. Look at this play. Oh, that one and the other was one of my favorite ones. So look at this. So now this is textbook teaching. Now this is something you would want to roll for a linebacker, right? Because he does it the right way. It's a big hit, but it's not anything bad about it. Now watch this. Boom. Look at him get there. One more time, Craig, because I'm going to break it down one more time. So does a good job. He sees it. So that's why I said I think he's a student in the game. Look at him react, and then look at him get his head where the football is and dislodge it. Right? Not head hunting. A lot of times you see linebackers head hunt, not head hunting, going directly for the ball, jarring it loose. Excellent play. And they see the right here screen game. Look at him get out there. Boom. Force fumble. Go roll that one more time. I mean, excellent. See the athleticism, break through it, and then look at him punch the football loose. There it is. Boom. Let me get the football. Let me get my offense another possession. I mean, that's excellent. I think I instant replayed this one as well. Yes. So as you guys can see, so boom, he's reading. Okay. All right. I know the quarterback has the ball. Let me get into my zone right here. Boom. Nice gain, right? Look at him get over. And then boom. Makes the defender miss. Gets right there. Gets his nose in front of the football. Punches it out. Like I said, big time hitter. Great athleticism. Nose for the football, man. That's what you want out of your linebackers. Can read and react well. Same thing right here. Boom. Looking to read, react. Boom. Contain the edge again. Minimal to no gain on that one. Boom. Right here against GAC. Big time hit right there in the middle. Same thing. Looking to react. Looking to get to the outside. Bigger quarterback. Don't matter. Look at him. Bring him down. Minimal gain. Maybe 1 or 2 yards. Excellent. Again. And right here. Look at this big hit. Look at him come. So you're making the QB. Boom. Like, make the QB think twice when you come outside the pocket. That's the kind of thing you want to have. Same thing right here. Boom. Look at the hit. Drawing the ball loose. I mean, he's had the nose for the football. Excellent at that. And here, another one, a forced fumble. Watch it right here. React. Boom. Get his nose in front of the football. Draw the ball loose. Give his offense another possession. Seen it right here. Looking at boom. Contain the edge. One-on-one tackling. Sure tackler. Can't get nothing. Minimal gain again. And then right here, nearly gets a pick. Probably could have been a pick 6. But great job just reading that play, getting in front of the slant and dislodging the football. Same thing right here. Boom. Big time hit again. Good job finishing the play right there against Blessed Trinity. And then boom, here he's in the middle looking to read. Boom. Right there. As soon as he catches the ball, nowhere for you to go. Excellent reaction. So that's his film. As you guys can see, a big time hitter, man. Great athleticism. Really has a nose for football. You can see the athleticism on those interception plays. I like how he reads and reacts. Has a good football IQ. And then he knows what the offense is doing. So you can tell he studies his game. And he's able to see, okay, boom, the quarterback has the ball. Let me move into the zone of where I'm supposed to be at. And then let me make a game-changing play, force the fumble, create an interception. And then he also can read and pursue very, very, very well. So, I mean, he has a really polished game, in my opinion. And I think he's a big hitter. And I think, obviously some questions are going to be, was Roswell returning next year? That's one of the guys. Obviously him, they're going to have a great defensive lineman too, Kobe. One of the defensive ends will be back on the team. So they got some pretty good pieces defensively. And obviously starts with Ryder. And he's been doing pretty good in his recruiting from what I've seen. So special shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing. That's a really great film. If you can, I would show coaches that first clip, though. You coming downhill like that. And then the other clip when you come with the Lanier receiver, bigger. And then you just come and dislodge the football right there with the PBU. I mean, that's excellent form, excellent tackling. So that's my thoughts on that. Appreciate you guys sending in your film and tuning into the show. Again, any players that want to me to break down their film, definitely hit the DM, man. So we'll keep rolling. Let's go ahead and hit lacrosse real quick. Obviously, guys know today is the start of the state championship round. It will be, again, Wesleyan versus Westminster for both the boys and the girls. We talked about the girls on Tuesday, so today we'll talk about the boys. And Wesleyan's been having a very strong year. They got here with a very close victory against Stars Mills, who had a really, really good game. And Mudge Jones put them over the top, hitting a game-winning goal with 13 seconds left to come out with the victory. Actually, Stars Mill had the lead 5-3 at halftime. And actually, Wesleyan was able to score 3 unanswered goals to get back into the game and able to finish it off with the victory. So I think we're going to have a very entertaining game between them and Westminster. Westminster had a more dominant victory against Oconee County, 12-3 in that one. But they held Oconee County to single digits, and they pitched a first-half shutout. So that's what you want to see if you are on the stage. You want to see your team playing defense at a high level and being able to shut down an opponent. Westminster has shown that throughout this playoff run, so I think that game should be very entertaining. A good offense versus a really great defense should be a lot of fun to watch. And then 5A, 6A, special shout-out to Centennial for getting here. Had a tough start to the season. I talked a little about it in my recap. But the way they were able to kind of turn it around and get here, big victory, I think, an upset victory against Blessed Trinity, who had a phenomenal year. And that one, actually, they get the revenge. Blessed Trinity beat them 9-7 earlier this year. So the fact that they were able to beat them 10-8 says a lot. And the crazy part, Centennial endured 2 4-game losing streaks this season. So just got hot at the right time, was able to pull it out, come through, and make the state championship. So just special shout out to them for what they've been doing and just being able to get here after, during those losing streaks. Sometimes you'll see teams fold when that happens, but they did not. They were ready, and that's why they're here in the state championship. And then Roswell, this is a year of accolades for them, right? We talked about head coach Brian Wallace, him reaching over 200 wins. They're a phenomenal attacker, Ezra Moore, who has over 100 career goals now. So I think it's going to be an entertaining matchup. Centennial's definitely going to have to play some of that good defense they played against Blessed Trinity. It will be a tough task because Roswell has some great attackers and a really good midfield, but I think it'll be intriguing to see how they come out on top. And then Roswell secured their second consecutive 20-win season this past year. So they have been doing their thing, and I actually did a story on Roswell a couple months back and talked to their coach, but said it kind of starts with their youth program. They do a really good job. They involve them a lot when they have these tournaments and they're going out of state. The youth team's right there. They support the youth team, so that goes a long way into kind of the program they're building out there at the Hornets Nest, and that says a lot to what head coach Brian Wallace has been doing, and obviously his assistant coach as well. And they got a phenomenal program, and they're doing it the right way. So I think it should be an entertaining matchup between those two in the state championship. And then last but not least, Lambert Buford. So Lambert's back. They're looking for the third championship in 4 years. So shout out to them for that. Last year lost in the state championship to West Forsyth and got a close victory against Walton. Walton gave it their all. Longhorns had an 8-5 lead, and then Walton scored 2 unanswered goals, but they were able to hold on with the last 3 minutes to secure the victory. So I think it should be an entertaining one. Lambert actually beat Buford 15-13 earlier this season. They are area foes, so be interesting to see if Buford can win their first ever state championship in their program history as well. And they've shown a lot of fight in this playoff run. In the semifinals, they trailed 4-1 before turning it around and getting it going and getting that 14-11 lead late. And they also handed North Paulding their first loss of the year. So North Paulding, I thought, was on a collision course for the state championship, but the fact they were able to do that and be able to hand them their first loss says a lot. So going to be entertaining. Full coverage will be on scoretl.com, A to C as well. Action starts tonight at 5. Last game's at 7. Probably it'll conclude around 9. And that will be the action for Thursday and Friday, 5 and 7, and then Saturday be 2 and 4 p.m. So should be very intriguing. I can't wait. I'll have the full reaction, obviously, on the show on Tuesday for the girls, and then next Thursday for the boys who came out on top. We'll probably try to get a coach on as well if I can to conclude and kind of wrap up, put a bow on the spring season. So that's the latest there. We got a couple more headlines before we hit our next break. We'll talk real quick about the latest and fastest times. Craig highlighted a great player who is in 2025, and that is Sidney Najeh. He's going to be competing. He actually set another fast time in a 200-meter at 20:63. So he's going to be competing in that event in the 400-meter as well in the upcoming track state championships. I think there was supposed to be action today, but it got postponed.
It just got pushed back, but his races will be Saturday.
Okay, thank you, Craig, for the update. So his races will be on Saturday. So great confirmation from Craig there. So, yeah, it got pushed back today. As you guys know, it is raining. So that's going to be one to watch. Craig brought up another great player I wanted to highlight as well, and that's going to be Tyson Poole. His dad played in the NFL. That's Tyron Poole, played at Fort Valley State, was a first-round pick. So I thought Craig brought up some really great things I wanted to bring up on the show. But his son also runs track and will be competing in the state championship as well. So those are going to be some names to watch. Obviously, Tommy Latham is going to be another one in the longer distance events in the 1,600 and 3,200. He's been doing his thing as well. As far as teams, you definitely want to watch out for Langston Hughes. I went by there after work the other day. I think that was Monday. And they're going to have a couple guys competing. Maurice Gleaton, Carson Baker. Year in, year out, man. Langston Hughes always has a great team. So those are going to be guys competing this week. So it'll be interesting to see if they can come out on top and win another state championship in 6A. So those are some names. Go to scoretl.com for the full track state championship guide and to be able to check that out. But that is the latest there. Those are some names to watch, players to watch. And also, one more quick thing, special shout-out to the Buford High School for setting the new fastest time in the 4x200 with the 1:24.98 time and the GHSA 7A Sectional B. So special shout-out to them for setting that new fastest time in the state as well. So that is the latest there. Obviously, scoretl.com will have all the latest updates on that. Last but not least, you have the Golf State Championship as well. Hold on, I had to log back in. One sec, guys. Trying to find the golf. All right, there we go. So, as you guys know, the field is set for the high school golf state tournament. On the boys' side, Ledger Conley shot 4 under 68 to win the tournament. He helped Richmond Hill tie for first place with North Gwinnett at 293. Colquitt County was second at 309, and then West Forsyth third with 310. They advanced to the state tournament. Excuse me. Then Richmond Hill's Patrick McAfee was fifth with a 73 score. North Gwinnett got 71 from Rohan Gopaldas, and then 73 from Aiden Dosa as well. And then in 6A, on the boys' side, you had teammates Henry Kolp-Dalowski and Shea Mangalat. Each shot 2 under 70 to help Gainesville win their sectional. The Red Elephant shot a 299 to beat Blessed Trinity 3, who had a 311 score, followed by Woodward Academy with 326, and then Rome with 330. Who beat Alexander on the second playoff hole to earn the final spot. Woodward's Anai Clocarney shot a 71. 4 players tied fourth at 76. Tiff County's Blaze Abbott, Rishi Agrawal from Woodward, Josh Dorthaler, and Griffin Tully of Blessed Trinity. And then in 5A boys, the last one we'll talk about, Bo Black of Calhoun shot 5 under 67 to edge Greenbrier's Walker Nat by 2 shots and take medalist honors. And you had Rose Smith, Davis Finger, and Duncan Smith of Midtown. Jake Allman of Decatur, Trip Dye of Jefferson, Trip Morgan of Calhoun tied for fourth at 72. Midtown shot 289 to win the event ahead of Calhoun, who shot a score of 295, Jefferson 309, and Ola 310. So that's the latest on the golf. Again, AJC.com, ScoreTL for the latest on that. But we're going to take one more quick short break. Thank our sponsors. Be back for the wrap-up with my top 10 headlines for the weekend.
What you doing?
Hey, just finishing this claim to get Dave back on the road.
Nice. I wonder what Dave's doing.
You do your thing. We've got you covered.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. So we'll go ahead and go for the wrap-up for today's show. My top 10 headlines for the weekend presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. At number 1, got to give you guys the latest on the spring football games. Obviously, we had it on the show. If you guys did not watch the show from Tuesday, go back and watch it on our YouTube handle. Underrated and overlooked. Hayden said he is going to go visit the Milton versus Peachtree Ridge game. That should be entertaining. That'll be next Friday. As far as the coverage there, so that's going to be a good one. Other ones that I got are pretty intriguing. So today is supposed to be a game. I don't know if it's going to get canceled or not, but Norcross was supposed to play at Buford tonight at 7 p.m. We'll see if that game's canceled. They're still going to play. I haven't seen anything on social media, so that's one of them. Brooks County at Bainbridge will be tomorrow. And then other May 10th games, Christian Heritage at North Murray, Thomasville at Dooley County, Perry at Jones County. That'll be an intriguing one as well. That one's at 1 p.m. Tuscaloosa County at Alpharetta. That's an out-of-state school from Alabama. That'll be another intriguing one. Manchester's going to have a team scrimmage. Thomas County Central's going to have a team scrimmage. East Forsyth at Lumpkin County. Effingham County at Richmond Hill. Coffee at Colquitt County for May 14th. Flowerly Branch going to have a team scrimmage May 15th. Jackson Atlanta versus Washington May 16th. Other May 16th game, Monroe versus Westover. Carrollton's team scrimmage as well at 3:30. Holly Ennis versus Mount Zion at Riverwood. Haple Charter at Douglas County. That'll be another intriguing one at 6:30 on May 16th. That'll be on a Thursday. Archer at Collins Hill. Gainesville at North Gwinnett. Another intriguing one. That will be on Thursday. at 6:30 next week. Duluth at Lanier, Kell at McEachern, East Paulding at Walton, Luella at McDonough, Appalachia versus West Hall, Willard at River Ridge, East Jackson at Oglethorpe County, Seconder at Discovery, St. Pius is going to have a team scrimmage, Hiram versus Whitewater, Berrien versus Mitchell County, North Clayton versus Woodland Stockbridge, Miller Grove at North Springs, Burke County at Statesboro, Sandy Creek at Dutchtown, another entertaining one next Friday night, May 17th, Lasher at Kennesaw Mountain, Woodstock at Cherokee, Milton at Peachtree Ridge, we just talked about that one, Westside Macon at Peach County, that'll be an interesting one as well, Arabian Mountain at North Atlanta, Lithonia at Salem, Hughes at Creekside, another entertaining matchup as well, Stevens County at North Hall, Morgan County versus Walnut Grove, Alatoona at Pope, Cambridge at Dunwoody, Sequoia at Etowah, Jonesboro versus Lovejoy, another intriguing one with the talent they have on both sides of the ball, Chamblee versus Druid Hills, Stevenson at South Gwinnett, Chris County at Valdosta, Harrison at North Cobb, and last but not least, Trinity Christian at Hebron Christian on Saturday at 6 p.m. The following weekend. That'll be another entertaining one. So that is the spring games list. Guys can go to SB Live Sports to get the latest on that as well. But I thought that was a pretty cool list to check out all the spring games, which will be next weekend for a lot of these teams in Georgia. All right, at number 2, got to give a shout out to Aaron Gregory. As you guys know, he is sponsored by Phenom, but he got another really great invite as well, and he is going to play in got an invite to the Polynesian Bowl Hall of Fame game that is streamed or broadcasted on NFL Network, and he's been selected as an All-Star. We talked a couple weeks back about Zealous Hicks. We know the season that he had, Aaron Gregory did, obviously, battled through some injury as well, but still did his thing. He ended up winning our player of the game, offensive player of the game at the Great Atlanta Bash last year. I remember that game pretty vividly. And another thriller, I don't know what it is, but it just seems like Douglas County Mays always gives us some pretty entertaining games. But, yeah, he really stood out to me. So I know he's due for a big season. I think he's rated as the number 6 overall receiver in the country, according to ESPN Junior 300, which was released last week. So a lot of people are high on his radar. A couple websites he's low on is like 247 Sports, has him pretty low. But he's an outstanding player, man. Can't wait to see what he does this year. And obviously we've been talking about 6A so much. Carrollton, Douglas County, those are two teams kind of got the heads race right now as far as making it to the state championship. All right, so we'll go to number 3. GAC wide receiver Gabe Daniels narrowed down his list yesterday to a top 3. North Carolina State, Kansas, and Syracuse. Again, we got to see him play last year. I remember being on the sidelines, and he had these very interesting cleats. They were like, trying to see how I can describe them. They were like bedazzled, but it really caught my eye. I thought it was super cool. You don't always see those type of cleats and things like that. But he had a pretty good season for them. Obviously a heavily recruited player here in the state. 531 yards and 3 touchdowns this past season. So know he's going to be in store for a good one and also a better season. Can't wait to see what he's able to do with GAC. Obviously we'll have a new quarterback. No more Jack Stanton. He graduated. He also graduated the running back Gio Tiberia as well. So they're going to have a couple new pieces in there. And he also graduated their outstanding receiver as well. So he will be the lead guy next year as far as offensively for the Spartans. Number 4 is Zayden Walker, heavily coveted edge/linebacker here in the state. He has officially announced his commitment date for the 4th of July weekend. So his commitment date will be officially July 5th. That is going to be a Friday. 4th of July this year, if you guys didn't know, falls on a Thursday. So I think that's going to be an interesting thing to watch. As you guys know, that's really commitment time. A lot of players try to like wrap it up in July, August. But his top 4, he has Georgia, Miami, Penn State, and then South Carolina. So that is the team that he has. At number 5, we've been talking about this in the office a little bit, and that is Clark Central has a new quarterback, and that is going to be Hezekiah Melender. I seen him on the list. He was high as number 5 on the list, I believe. It was by Born to Compete. Did a little bit of research on him. So he has offers from Georgia State, Boise State, UMass, and Northern Arizona. He played for Desert Edge the past 3 years. Didn't play a lot his freshman year, but played a lot his sophomore year, which was really where he had his breakout. Last year, pretty decent season. Threw for 2,448 yards, 26 touchdowns at a 66% completion percentage. He also rushed for 653 yards and 8 touchdowns last year as well. So far in his career, he's thrown for 5,462 yards and 61 touchdowns as well. So has a good arm, real accurate with the football, can read the field well. But he would be at Clark Central, probably have one of the best quarterbacks they've had in a long time. So I think that's going to be intriguing to watch as well. And that was a name I had to bring up because he's been on a lot of lists I've been seeing lately of top quarterbacks lists, and I didn't really know who he was. But I think this is the second year in a row we've had an Arizona quarterback transfer to a Georgia school. So I think that's something interesting to note as well. Last year was Dylan Raiola to Buford. So we'll leave that there. Excuse me. At number 6, got a chance to watch Peachtree Ridge spring practice. I was there yesterday as well. Waiting for the story to come out on that. But basically, what caught my eye, the running back room is going to be very deep. You look at Bryce Green. When you look at, Justin Davis, another standout player. They're going to have, obviously, Nathaniel Crowney. He's another outstanding player. And they're going to look very, very, very good there. And I know last year, maybe you say, okay, they weren't strong at running back, but then you got a guy that comes in Bryce Green that has the burst, can pass, protect very, very well, can catch out of the backfield, and then a thumper in Justin Davis, who's chiseled very well, but in a very, very nice frame. Not the biggest guy, but runs downhill, gets to the second level pretty quickly. Yeah, those kind of guys, you feel pretty good. Obviously, predominantly a pass-first football team, but I don't know, man. Coach Helmrich might have to think about, running the football a little bit with those guys. I know he said they're all battling for, limited carries and things like that. But when you have those kind of guys at your disposal, definitely have to use them. Number 2 for me is going to be their secondary. I think it's going to be elite next year. A lot of coaches said, if not one of the best in the state, definitely in the country. But when you look at it, you got a shutdown corner, obviously, in Dorian Barney. Then on the other side, you have Osiris Gilbert, another outstanding player, 3-star type player. And then at safety, got Tristan Hill, can come downhill, lay the boom, lay the big hits, also can cover very, very, very well. That's another outstanding player that they have. So they got a bunch of pieces on their team that can really, play really, really good on the back end. And then the one that really caught me was Ra Thomas. I remember covering him last year, and he was a receiver for them. But he's going to play both ways this year. So that's going to be intriguing. And what's so interesting about that, he's going to be only one of the select few players that is going to play both sides, right? And I talked to his coach. He says a bunch of guys want to do it, but I tell him no. So that definitely shows you a lot about the trust he has in Ra, and to kind of have him be able to play, or King Thomas to have him play both sides this upcoming year for the team. So I think they're going to have a versatile chess piece. He'll play the slot, but when you have an elite slot guy, you can bring him up on blitzes. You can have him play sideline to sideline. You can do a lot of different things with that. So that's also caught my eye. And then, obviously, Darnell Kelly, seeing where he's at. Some lists I think he's a little too low. 7 I think is too low for him. I think he should be in that top 3, top 4 conversation. You go Juju, you go, maybe Antoine Hill, Luke Nickel, but he should be right in that combo with those guys. I think he's proven it. Second leader in the state as far as passing yards last year. Led them to their best record ever since 2009 with 10 wins. So when you look at all that and the progression he's made, and his coach raved about him in the weight room, him, being able to power clean, bench 230, things like that all stand out to me. So I think he's in store for a big year, and I think he's going to be a phenomenal player for them. So those are a couple things that caught my eye. And then as far as, their receiving core is going to be a little young, but player to watch there is Julian Kendrick. Stepped up big, had some great, catches yesterday, contested balls, was doing his thing. So can't wait to see what he does there. So that's my number 6. Number 7, Toombs County pulls off a huge upset win against Toombs County. That was in soccer. Toombs County became the state champions after a 2-0 shutout of Model for the first time in school history, and they won their first ever state championship. Both goals were scored by the seniors. Giovanni Zamorano, he broke the ice in the first half, and then Braley Dittrich finished it off with the second goal a couple of minutes later to provide the offense for them and to advance and win a state title. So special shout out to them. All right, at number 8, we'll talk about some of the top performances of the week from Georgia. So we'll go ahead and talk about boys soccer. So that's going to be Finn Jacobson, Atlanta International Boys Soccer. Scored 3 goals, assisted on 2 others in a blowout Final Four win over Jefferson County. And then Tommy Carty, Georgia Military Boys Soccer, led the way for his team. He scored 2 goals in a 4 matchup 2 goals in the state championship win over Christian Heritage as well. And then track and field, Jared Moore of Stars Mill took home the gold in the discus with a PR of 183 feet, the best throw in the state so far, and a Stars Mills record. So shout out to him as well. Luke Stradley of Etowah had a jump of 25 feet 3 inches in the long jump, which was good enough for gold at 6A sectionals. Excuse me, it was his best jump in the state, second best jump in the entire nation, and an Etowah all-time record. So special shout out to him as well. Then you have Jacob Crothers of Barrow, Arts and Sciences. He won the 200 meter in 22.25 and a high jump of 5:10 at 1A sectionals, while placing third in the 100 meters and fifth in the 400 meters as well. And then it looks like girls track and field. All right, we have a couple more we'll hit. I give a quick shout out to Yeleni Nolasco of North Paulding Baseball in a series where North Paulding hit 6 home runs against Parkview. Nolasco had 2, and his bat came up huge when was needed. It was a big part of their series victory, and you could say upset against Parkview, being able to beat them and to advance on. So those are some of the top performances in baseball, or excuse me, as far as athletes this past week. We'll look at the top pitching performances real quick. At number 9, Eli Hanna. He went 6 shutout innings, only allowing 2 hits, striking out 8 batters in a game 1 win over Ware County this past week. Also on the plate, he went 2 for 3, had a double and an RBI there. Connor McAllister and Tyler Bayer of South Forsyth. McAllister and Bayer helped neutralize the Keeler's offense. In game 1, Bayer took the mound, went 7 shutout innings with 9 strikeouts and only 3 hits allowed. In game 2, McAllister had another strong outing, going 6 1/3 innings with 7 strikeouts and no earned runs. And then for Pope, Ethan Garrett pitched a complete game while striking out 8 batters and picked up the win over East Paulding. And then he also had Vernon Woodyard of Grayson in a game that went 10 innings. Woodyard was perfect, nearly perfect in 8 of them. In his 8 innings on the mound, he only allowed 1 hit, no runs, and struck out 15 batters in that victory. So special shout out to him. And last but not least, Chase Pollock of Tallulah Falls locked in for 7 innings versus Swainsboro, only allowed 4 hits, didn't allow a run, and struck out 8 batters. So those are the top performances there. And then at number 10, I think everybody in Georgia is cheering him on. I don't know if Craig got a chance to see him play. I know I didn't. I was still, I think, in high school. But the hot topic right now, man, is it goes to hoops, and that's Anthony Edwards. That's going to end off the show for today. He's been balling. Like the last couple of games, 40, 43, 27. I mean, he's a lead on both ends of the floor. He can guard the opposing team's best player. And the job that him and McDaniels is doing on Jamal Murray, they got the man so frustrated it ended up in a $100K fine. Some people argue it should have been in the suspension, but we'll leave that there. But to see him go 3 for 18, the series before against the Lakers, he knocked them out with 2-game winners. That just talks about the job that he's been doing, man. So love to see the former Georgia high school star Anthony Edwards doing his thing. Played at Thurl, went to a Georgia, I believe, private school before going off to UGA. So, man, just love that, man. Obviously cheering him on. And then so far in the playoffs, man, averaging 26 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. And then for his career in the playoffs, averaging 30 points a game. And he got Minnesota right in that conversation as a title contender. I mean, they come out and beat the Nuggets, the defending champs. Who says they can't win it all? They're long, they're athletic. Jaden McDaniels is 6'10", Rudy Gobert 7 feet, Karl-Anthony Towns 7 feet. Anthony Edwards can guard multiple positions. They can score at ease. Nobody can stop him. He has a great jumper as well. Can get downhill to the hole. Can finish through traffic, through contact. Hey, I know it's gonna sound crazy. Some people are calling him Baby MJ. I definitely could see some of the resemblance. I've actually talked to a couple guys that are older. One was my pops. One was a couple of basketball aficionados, and they say some of his game mirrors kind of how Jordan used to play. So if the old heads that seen Jordan play are saying that, and they're putting him in that regard, that definitely says a lot about him as a character. And what I like as well is he just has the, I don't know, Craig, he just has that it factor. You know what I'm saying? He just looks different. Like, not everybody has that it factor when they're on the floor. And to me, he does. A lot of people have been trying to compare, who's the next Kobe or who has the mentality. I just think Ant's different with it, man. And what I love about him, and I've been saying this off air, he's just so authentic, man. He's just authentically himself. It reminds me of AI, and for not as far as his game, but for the authenticity coming into the league, being who he is, and taking the league by storm. Literally reminds me of what AI was doing when I was a kid. It's the same thing. But hopefully, man, he'll be able to win championships. But, you know, I think he's right on the collision course, man. And I think he definitely falls in that realm. Obviously, he doesn't have the decorated career that MJ does or Kobe. But, I mean, man, you do that and you're only, just about to turn 23 and you're entering that conversation. That says a lot. But we're going to see. They got 2 more games. If they win this next one, I think the game is tomorrow. They're going to play the Nuggets, and they go up 3-0. Series is a wrap. It's over. Call it. You know what I'm saying? So can't wait to see. But special shout out to you, Anthony Edwards, man. Been fun to watch. Definitely, I know a lot of Georgia people are cheering him on, man. So I just wanted to say that at the end of the show. That's all I got for today. Oh, that's a good one, Craig. So Craig's going to have Matt Napier of LaGrange tomorrow for his show. Tune in, drive for the GHSA state title at noon Eastern on Friday. Where else would you want to be? But that's all we got, man. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you guys on Tuesday for the girls show. Hope you guys all have a great weekend and stay blessed. Peace.